Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to another Pokemon Sun and Moon Movesets video. Today's video is going to be all about the new Water-type Pokemon, Wishiwashi. So let's get started by first adjusting the slide to show the schooling form version of this guy, and begin by taking a look at its typing, abilities, and stats. So to start things off, as mentioned before, Wishiwashi is a Water-type Pokemon that possesses a unique ability in the form of schooling. And what this ability basically does, as far as competitive battles are concerned, is you normally start off with the school form, which is the larger form as you're looking at the screen right now, but once you hit below 25% of your health, you revert back to the normal form, which you saw at the beginning slide of this video. Now the cool thing about this ability is that it occurs at the end of the turn, not right after you get hit. So for example, if your opponent hits you with an attack, brings you below 25% of your health, you still are the larger form when you get to then fire off your attack that turn, and then at the end of the turn, you switch back into the little form. But just to go over the stats really quickly, the little form, or the normal form is what I'm going to call it, has base 45 HP, 20 attack, 20 defense, 25 special attack, 25 special defense, and 40 speed. Meaning that by itself, it's really, really weak. So you're going to be basically trying to use this Pokemon in such a way to maximize the amount of time you can keep it up in the schooling form, because as you look right here, while it does retain the low base 45 HP, it does gain base 130 defense and 135 special defense, meaning that despite the speed stat, this Pokemon will actually be able to take hits fairly well, which is really cool. Also, it does boast a humongous attack increase when it becomes in the school form, which is pretty much how it will start out most battles, because it'll be at 100% of its health, with base 140 physical attack and 140 special attack. I mean, this Pokemon is capable of actually not only taking hits, even with a low HP stat, but also dishing out insane amounts of damage from both the physical and special side. Unfortunately, also though, this Pokemon still has a low speed stat, even in the schooling form, which is actually lower than the normal form, which is only a base 30 speed, which makes this Pokemon probably amazing in Trick Room, but not really the type of offensive sweeper that you might expect to see on another faster water type. But either way, its stats can more than make up for this by allowing it to take hits fairly well and deal insane amounts of damage with both physical and special attacks. So with that, let's have a look at the first moveset that I have for you in this video. So for this first moveset, we're going to begin by running a physically offensive Wishiwashi by giving it an Adamant Nature to increase its physical attack but lower its special attack, and then obviously going with the schooling ability. As to the EVs, we're going to put 252 into its HP, which is pretty much what we're going to do on all of these sets to make this Pokemon have the largest HP stat and make it as difficult as possible to be put below 25% of its health, 252 EVs into its physical attack, and then 4 EVs into its speed just to make it 1 point faster and possibly outspeed other base 30 speed Pokemon. I do, however, think that in the future, this Pokemon might choose to start investing a little bit more into its speed at the cost of losing a little bit of attack power just to make it a little bit faster than certain other Pokemon it normally wouldn't be able to outspeed. But for right now, we're going to leave it like this. As for the item though for this set, we're going to run either a Choice Band to boost your physical attack, an Expert Belt to boost the damage of all of your super effective attacks, an Assault Vest to boost your special defense, Leftovers to give you a little bit of recovery at the end of every turn, a Citrus Berry as a way to also give you recovery, a more significant chunk once you go below 50% of your health to recover 25% of your health, or a Chesto Berry as a way to allow this Pokemon to rest up and regain all of its health and also shed any negative status it might have received. For the moves though, the first one that we're going to go with is going to be your main stab water type attack in the form of Aqua Tail or Waterfall. Both of these options are viable here, Aqua Tail being a little bit more powerful but less accurate, whereas Waterfall is always accurate and does have a chance to flinch. However, that's not exactly relevant on Wishiwashi because of how slow it is. For its next move though, we're going to be running Earthquake for just some coverage for things that Waterfall fails to deal a lot of damage to. And then for the last main attacking move on the set, we're going to run either Endeavor to make this Pokemon basically able to deal damage even when it gets hit below its low health, and also just for the fact that because it has such a low base health, Endeavor can do a huge chunk of damage to things even with the HP investment that we have because of it having such a low HP stat. But if you want to go with another attacking move, Return is a really great option here because it is able to hit a lot of the things that Waterfall and Earthquake fail to hit for neutral damage for a really good chunk. So keep that in mind. Also important to note that if you are going to use Endeavor on this Pokemon, it's probably the best move to make use of if you do get hit below 25% of your health and turn into just the regular one fish form of Wishiwashi. For the last move though, we're going to run U-turn as a way to allow this Pokemon to possibly gain some switch initiative and also have a way to hit grass type super effectively, even though it's not really used for that purpose, but can be useful in that way. Or run rest as a way to allow this Pokemon to recover its HP all the way back up to full and essentially keep it in the school form that has all of these increased stats. Now, if you do want to use this moveset as well in a Trick Room team because you're thinking how slow this Pokemon is, all you really need to do is change up the nature to become a Brave nature and then change the EV spread just slightly to include either 1 point of 4 EVs into either your physical defense or special defense. As for this next moveset, we're going to be focusing on Wishiwashi's special attacks. So we're going to start this one off by giving it a modest nature to increase its special attack but lower its physical attack, and then going with the schooling ability and a little bit of a different EV spread this time of 252 HP EVs, 252 special attack EVs, and then putting the remainder 4 EVs into its speed, like before, to make it a point faster and possibly investing more into the stat on a offensive Wishiwashi set in the future. For the item though, this time we're going to go with Choice Specs as a way to boost our special attack, an Expert Belt to boost the damage of our super effective moves, an Assault Vest to increase our special defense, Leftovers to increase our HP at the end of every turn, a Citrus Berry to heal you up after you hit below half of your health to keep you in the larger school form, or a Chesto Berry, again like before, to be used in combination with Rest. As for the moves, the first one that we're going to be making use of is going to be our main stab water type attack on the special side this time, which is going to be in the form of either Scald, just for that chance to burn your opponents, or Hydro Pump, just to have a more powerful but less accurate water type attack. In combination with this, we're also going to run Ice Beam for some really great type coverage, and then in your third move slot, running either Hidden Power Grass or Hidden Power Electric as another type coverage option, or like before, running Endeavor to make use of this Pokemon's low HP stat as a way to damage its opponents. And again, in the last move slot, running U-turn for some maneuverability around the battlefield and possibly allowing you to get some switch initiative, or Rest as a way to heal up and keep yourself in the larger healthy form. Also, it's important to note that again, if you do want to run this Pokemon on a Trick Room team, the only thing you really need to change, as you can see right here, is running a Quiet nature to boost your special attack but lower your speed, and then again running either the 4 remainder EVs in your physical defense or your special defense. As for this next moveset, we're going to seek to maximize the use out of Wishiwashi's increased bulk while it's in its school form. So we're going to start it off by giving it a Calm nature to increase its special defense but lower its physical attack, or a Sassy nature to increase its special defense but lower its speed as a potential option if you want to go mixed attacking. You also could theoretically run a nature like a Hardy nature that doesn't increase or lower any stats, but that might not be the best option in the future, but consider it if you're thinking of a way to maybe make this Pokemon a little bit more unique with this moveset. But for the EVs this time, we're going to basically fully invest into our special defense. So we're going to put 252 into its HP, 4 into its defense just to give that remainder point there, and then put 252 EVs into its special defense to max that out, along with using the Leftovers item to allow this Pokemon to recover a little bit of HP at the end of every turn. As to the moves though, the first one that we're going to make use of on this set is going to be Scald, namely for the fact that it's just a strong water type attack that could potentially burn your opponents. And with our special defense investment on this set and the potential chance to burn with Scald, we're going to make Wishiwashi very, very difficult to deal with. As for your next move though, it's going to be a coverage option either in the form of Ice Beam or Earthquake, depending on what you think you would like to cover in combination with Scald. As to the last two moves on the set, we're going to be running Rest and Sleep Talk to work in combination with each other, keep Wishiwashi healthy for a long time, and essentially allow it to stay in its large school form for as long as possible. As for this last moveset, we're going to be running another variation on what a defensive set for Wishiwashi could look like. It's also important to note that with this set, we can have some effectiveness running it either physical or special, so in the nature options, I'm also going to include a Careful nature to increase your special defense but lower your special attack, in addition to the options that we had before. As to the EVs in the item, they're all the same from the previous set, but the moves changed up a little bit. Firstly, we're going to be running Protect on this moveset as a way to maximize our Leftovers recovery and make it a lot more difficult for Wishiwashi to potentially be taken down or taken below its 25% HP threshold that would turn it back into the other version of Wishiwashi. As for its next move though, we're going to run either Scald as a special attack with a chance to burn, Waterfall as a physical attack with a chance to flinch, or Aqua Tail as a way to give you a little bit more powerful of a physical water move at the cost of possibly missing because it does have a little bit less accuracy. As for the third move slot though, we're going to run either Ice Beam or Earthquake for some coverage, and then in the last move slot running either Aqua Ring or Toxic as a way to give this Pokemon a little bit more utility. For example, if you run Aqua Ring, you'll get basically what is essentially a second leftovers at the end of each turn, which could be essential when combined with Protect to allow this Pokemon to stay above 25% of its health. On the other hand, if you run Toxic on it, you can increase the amount of things that Wishiwashi is able to deal with on a defensive set because it will allow you to slowly wear down opposing walls and other attackers that your opponent might have. And also, this will work amazingly in combination with Protect to essentially stall out poison damage. But anyways, everybody, that is it for this video. I found this Pokemon to be extremely interesting, and I'm looking forward to using it in the new metagame, so I'm interested in your thoughts on it as well. But that is it for this video, everybody, so as always, take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.